Hello guys, I'm Unblessed Data and welcome to another review. Today I'll be reviewing The Walking Dead Season 4 Episode 6 Live Bait. I have to say this is one of my favorite episodes of Season 4 so far. Other episodes have been pretty slow like I've said in the past, but this one, I don't know, I felt like something actually happened, we had seen something, got some backstory, you know, seeing what the governor was up to really, and I think there was like a point to it, and the other episodes just really didn't seem like they were going anywhere. This one I really enjoyed. So before I get right into it, just want to let you guys know it will contain spoilers, so if you do not want to know what happened, watch the episode and come back. So right off the bat, we see the governor again, and we actually find out what happened to him after Season 3, the end of Season 3. So, we're brought in right from the point where he basically shot and killed all his men. And, you know, he's going around everywhere, and he sets up little camps. You know, he's surviving, but, you know, there's no point to his survival. And, you know, he's sitting, and this was the preview for this episode, and I thought it was really well shot, really cool scene. The governor's just sitting in front of a fire. You know, kind of just like weary-eyed, just not paying attention to anything, thinking about what he did. And a walker comes and just falls into the fire, and he doesn't move a muscle. And it just shows, like, he just doesn't care anymore. Like, everything he has to live for is done. So, governor's by himself. He drives to Woodbury, bursts through everything, just drives right through the, you know, the big fence that they had. And he just burns the place down. He's done with his past. No more, like, trying to set up Woodbury again. It's done. It's over. He recognizes that. He burnt the place down. He's starting new again. So, months pass at this point, and he's just wandering down the streets, just doing everything he can, you know, just to survive. He doesn't really care anymore, but he wanders into, like, this building, like an apartment complex type thing, and he finds these people that are living there that are still alive. 3 sisters and their grandfather. Now, the sisters' names are Tara, Lily, and Megan. Now, if you haven't read the novel, not graphic novel, it's a normal novel, Rise of the Governor, this is a big nod to that, and there's a lot of stuff in this episode that relate to it, and those names alone are characters in Rise of the Governor, the novel. So I don't want to give away the plot to that, but yeah, it has ties to that, and if you've read it, you'll understand, oh yeah, I know that, it's from there. And the governor even calls himself Brian in this episode, which is also a nod to the Rise of the Governor. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. But anyway, it's kind of cool that they just kind of connected it like that, but whatever. So they let the governor come inside, and he wants to stay the night. But this one of the girls, Tara, she's like, oh, I'm a cop and everything, don't try anything, blah, blah, blah. He says his name is Brian, the governor, and then you notice this older man, and he's living with them. It's their grandfather. He's on this chair. He's, like, basically handicapped. His legs are, like, shot. So he has an oxygen tank. We find out that he has cancer later on, so, you know, he's holding out for as long as he can. But this little girl, Megan, same age as about Penny, you know, the governor's dead daughter now, she kind of, like, stays with him and all the time, and you know, the governor's just really lost at this point. Now, something that kind of bugs me about this episode is, okay, the governor's troubled about his past. Yeah, there's things wrong. He's messed up and everything, but this episode he barely talks. Like, and he talks like, oh, you know, whatever, because he's, like, depressed, you know, whatever. I don't care, but that's really boring for TV. I mean, if you're gonna make a character, like, regret his past and, like, be depressed, have them express it in a way that's entertaining, not talking. Like, that's just stupid. Coupled with the fact that Megan, this little girl in this show that was basically the main character in the show, also barely talks. It's like her thing, basically. No one's talking in this episode. It just made me angry, kind of, but whatever. Other than that, I thought it was a pretty good episode. So, Governor goes to get this backgammon set for the old grandpa guy, because he's like, you know, I really want to get it for Megan. It's upstairs. Can you just go run and get it? So the governor goes and gets it, and he finds an old man that lived there. He's dead in the bathtub, and he's like this war veteran, so his legs are gone from the war days. He's in the bathtub, looks really gruesome, and he finds the gun there, shoots him. Well, not shoots him, just you know, takes him out, and he goes back down. So he has a gun now. He handed his gun to the sisters at the beginning, so he's unarmed, but now he has a gun. Honestly, what I thought was going to happen, I'll just tell you. I thought he was going to kill the 2 older sisters, take Megan, this little girl, and kind of make her like Penny, basically, and kind of fulfill his past and say, like, you know, I don't have Penny anymore, but this is kind of like my new family. Which kind of happens, but he doesn't kill them. So that's what I felt happened, but whatever. So he brings the Batcave set back. Everything seems fine, but he's still really depressed. So then one of the sisters asks the governor to go to an old folks home down the street for oxygen tanks because they're running out and the grandfather is basically going to die soon. So they just want to prolong his life as long as they can. So the governor's like, yeah, sure. So he goes to this little old folks retirement home and he finds this cart of oxygen tanks. Now he walks through this whole place before he finds it, and there's walkers everywhere, but he doesn't even bother with them. He kind of just walks by them, doesn't take them out or nothing. I don't understand why he wouldn't take them out. I mean, they're gonna be trouble for you when you come back. Just take them out now so it's not a big trouble. Well, he didn't listen to me, and when he's wheeling this cart of oxygen back, a whole mob of walkers comes out. So, he runs away, but he only grabs a couple gas tanks, like one, so big whoop-de-doo there as a waste. But then he goes back to the little apartment with the sisters. Now, there's some really good scenes in this episode, and this is one of them. So the governor goes back, and one of the sisters, patches him up. He has some, scars and everything. And the little girl, Megan, goes up to the governor. He's alone with her. So, Megan asks, the governor about his eye. What happened to your eye? And he's like, well, I'll tell you, but you gotta keep it a secret. And he's like, I'm a pirate. And, just some comedy relief, but it really shows that he's bonding with this Megan, this little girl. So yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like she's Penny now, and he's really bonding with her, and he even says, I was protecting someone I loved and this happened. And to see a different perspective on what the governor has done and everything, kind of cool to see. And to see him bonding with someone else, kind of get back up on the horse after he was knocked down, basically, it's kind of cool just to see that. This is my favorite scene of the whole episode. So the governor is teaching Megan how to play chess, and he's saying, here are the pawns and everything, and she's saying, oh, well, if the pawns die, can you still win the game? And this is why I love the scene. He's like, you can still lose your soldiers, but in the end, you can still win the war. And then Megan puts an eye patch, puts a marker and makes an eye patch on the king. And, that's just really symbolic right there. Again, the governor lost all his men, the pawns. He's still saying you can still win the war. So you can still see that's in the back of his mind about Rick and everything, even though he's trying to forget about it. And the king with having the eye patch, again, that's himself. So, that's kind of cool to see. Kind of symbolic, meaningful little scene right there. And it was just well shot and everything. I just thought it was great. So, at this point, the grandfather, he passes away just from natural causes. But after he passes away, the girls are all in the room, saying, we need a minute just to, say goodbye to him and everything. But they're not really aware that they turn after, even if they don't get bit. So, governor's, watching over them and everything, and the grandfather just turns, starts attacking one of the sisters, so the governor just kills the Walker grandfather right there in front of everyone. So, he goes, after that, everyone's kind of afraid of him, so he goes and buries the grandfather and everything, and Megan's afraid of him at this point, just seeing him kill his grandfather, honestly. So, the governor, at this point, another really symbolic, he, burns a picture of his family that he had of Penny and his wife and everything. He burns it, throws it out the window. It's basically he's starting over again. So, he's about to leave now. He's okay. He goes to the door of the sisters and it's like, alright, well, I'm just gonna leave now. Goodbye. And they're like, wait. And he's like, we're coming with you, We want to come with you because there's nothing left for us here. And I argue with that. You have shelter, food, everything right there for you to perfectly be fine, but you still want to go with the governor? I don't understand how much you'd have to sway you to say, yeah, I want to come with you. You barely know the guy, but they still go with him, I guess. So they go, they set up a little camp when they run out of gas in their car, and the governor's just making out with one of the sisters. I'm pretty sure it was Lily. So we can see that there's, something else coming out of this little thing. And it's kind of cool to see what the governor did while Rick and them were setting up their little, base with all the people. So they're on foot now, and they're walking, and Megan stops all of a sudden, and this giant herd just comes out of nowhere. And, Megan kind of just freezes because she's scared, and everyone else is running. And the governor's like, Megan, come on, hurry up. And Megan runs into the governor's arms. They start running away, and the governor's running with Megan in her arms, and he drops into this big hole. And this dug up hole is obviously man-made. There's all these walkers in there, and he just gruesomely kills them right in front of Megan. And you think that would make her scared of him even more, but it doesn't. And he just rips out their rips out their vocal cord box, whatever, spines and everything, punching them gruesomely. It was really crazy. So, and that's basically the end of the episode. And he actually finds Martinez, the one that he was with before all this happened, when he massacred all his men, the one guy that he left. He finds him in the hole, so obviously he has some people there. A new group is going to start. So that was pretty awesome, and you can really see the connection with the governor and Megan at this point. So that's basically where that's going. I'm sure that the sisters are going to die pretty soon. He's going to take Megan, the little girl, basically make her Penny. That's my thoughts. I thought this was a great episode, though. What do you guys think? Leave your comments and your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.